What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we will be talking about three different cryptos in this video. We're going to talk about KTA first, and then we will talk about Zora next, and finishing off the video with Edge Definitive. So in that order, KTA, Zora, then Edge. We're going to do a brief analysis on all of them. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, it is the the first day of the 11th month, November. Here we are, down about 4, almost 5% on this day actually. 37.8 cents is the price. I said go lower, I dare you, and it went down. It listened to the dare. Go higher, I dare you. Pump from here, I dare you. Bounce off the golden ratio, I dare you to do it, because this is actually a really good area to bounce. 37.4 cents, 35.25 cents. This is the golden ratio zone here to bounce. I do think that we'll hold this as support, and I do think that we will move higher. That is the expectation. I want to look at the short-term stuff, and then we'll zoom out from there. 1 hour time frame, looking at this. As far as the MACD is concerned, it's almost like you've got this bullish divergence building out. Like, I don't even know from how long ago, like dating all the way back here, right? Your red histograms are just getting slowly but surely higher lows over here. Your MACD, your oscillator, is getting closer and closer to the zero. You've got higher lows here as well, getting set up to move higher, but perhaps we move a little bit lower first, and that's fine if we do. It's totally fine if KTA moves lower. I dare you to do it. Do it. We'll probably form more bullish divergence on the 1 hour MACD. Stochastics have bullish divergence, and the RSI has bullish divergence as well. The divergence from the RSI actually is 1, 2, 3 drives right now. Triple bullish divergence dating all the way back here to 44 cents. You guys, at the moment, we do have a low, a higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. We do have triple bullish divergence throughout this whole range. At the moment, we do. It's pretty insane, this kind of look here, right? That's actually really nice. And there's a bit of a debate in this, right? Is this triple bullish divergence, or are these lower lows here? Typically, I would go with the idea that these are lower lows, but in these shorter time frames, I find doing analysis this way, like just looking at the significant lows, I feel like it works out. On a daily time frame, it's different. On a weekly time frame, it's different. But on these, I don't know why that is, but that's just in my experience what I've come to find. At any rate, 44 cents and above is looking appetizing at these levels. 4 hour time frame, zooming out more, we've got this perfect little higher low setup in the histogram. It's perfect. It literally looks like perfect bullish divergence. We've got green drives coming in here. We're actually getting some bullish momentum being built as we're seeing lower lows. Do we have an example of this in the history in KTA's history? No, not there. Wait, maybe no, not right there. Let me see. Let me see if I can find an example of this. I wasn't trying to move that line. Kind of, but not really. Something, no, not like that. Kind of, right? Like you had a lower low here and you were green in your momentum. You had a very nice reaction, but the reaction didn't persist, so inevitably you went down. This is a better example of what I'm looking for, right? Look at the bullish divergence on the MACD here, higher lows, and you built some green right here, but you were just still chilling in these areas. You even actually had a lower low right here, and you were still green. Look at the reaction that came from it. So we are looking for a proper reaction to happen. You know, on the 4 hour time frame, 6 candles goes by, and that's 1 day. So I mean, any day now, sometime between now and next week, we should see a proper reaction that takes us not just back to 44 cents, but probably above there. That'd be my guess. We probably do go. I want to let me draw. We probably do go all the way back, I would say, to like 50 cents and beyond soon enough. But looking at the RSI, looking at the stochastics and the MACD, there's bullish divergence across all fronts. Again, we might go a little bit lower. We're very near, but not quite at our golden retracement just yet, right? We're very close to it, but not just quite there yet. I think that once we hit the zone, we will start to recover. It is possible. We don't need to go down there, right? Getting this close is good enough. You don't have to go down there. If we find support here and we get a proper reaction, all that shows is that there was so much buying pressure or not enough selling pressure that we just couldn't get there. That's what they call front running. We're not the only people who can draw fibs from a low to a high. There are trading algorithms, which sophisticated traders and investors, they use trading algorithms most of the time. Those algorithms automatically will measure from a low to a high and see the golden ratios here. There's a lot of, not just from me, not just from you, not just from the people watching this video, there's probably a ton of buying pressure here after the announcement of KTA. You know, all the announcements that have happened for KTA back here and over the past week or two. There's probably a lot of buying pressure right here. And we're at prior areas of support. We take away the fibs as a whole. We're right here at prior areas of support. Okay. The last time we were here, whenever we were at this low of a price over here, it was, let's see, that was the 19th of October. 4 days later, we were up 68%, right? And here we are, healthy retracement back down to the golden ratio. I mean, I just think in the next 4 days, who knows how high we could be, right? We could be all the way up at like 80 cents, a dollar, who knows? It could be really crazy. I really wouldn't be surprised if this next week promoted some serious growth, but bullish divergence is forming. We had a downtrend in the RSI. You've got lower lows and lower highs, and we're starting to break out of this here. I think, and being that we have a downtrend and we're in the oversold zone with bullish divergence, this is typically when we look to break a downtrend. So that's actually really good as well. Very interesting prospects there. KTA, I'm not quite convinced that you're at the low right now, but you're very close. You're at 37.8 cents. I would think you're within 2 cents of the low. Absolutely, I would. Stochastics are at an area to bounce. The MACD is actually, it's at an area to bounce as well, to be completely fair. Yeah, it looks great. I don't know. I think with this severe bullish divergence that you had, I think that we have more to go, and this is just a healthy pullback on the way higher. That's all it is. That's all it is. Moving on, the next one that we're going to talk about is Zora. I kept thinking virtuals for some reason, but Zora is what we're going to talk about. We'll look at Zora on Coinbase here. Pulled back, nice healthy pullback. This is actually exactly what we were looking for. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be honest. I think this is a little bit more intense than what I was looking for. But originally, you know, from this low to this high here, we were expecting something that would pull us back down to about 7 cents. It might not have been that low to high. Let me see. High to low here. Yes, from this zone down to the 0.5 to 382 area. This is what the area that we were expecting to go to. So that was 7.8 cents. To be fair, I guess we were expecting this level at the lowest. This would be the lowest level that we expected. Can you go lower? Let's find that out. And if you go lower, I just want to say, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Go lower. Who cares? It's really not a big deal, right? It's not a problem. You can go lower, bounce there, and then find support. That's totally fine. I wouldn't expect that we go as low as 5.6 cents. I would expect that we bounce from here, but let's look at the short-term stuff and then see what's going on. Okay, Zora from a 1-hour time frame. We do have bullish divergence on the 1 hour on the RSI. We do have bullish divergence on the stochastics, and technically we also have bullish divergence on the MACD as well. So that's nice to see. Breaking out, not a whole lot of volume. Love to see that as well. 4-hour time frame. Bullish divergence here. I don't like the rejection off the oversold zone. That's not good. Bullish divergence on the oscillators, on the stochastics, and we also have bullish divergence on the MACD. So you've got bullish divergence on all time frames, on all indicators from the 1 hour to the 4. Sorry, not all time frames. My bad. Bullish divergence on all 3 indicators across the 1 hour and the 4-hour time frames. Not a lot of volume as you're breaking down here. Kind of at an area to find support. I think you're going to find support, man. It looks appropriate to me. We will see. I mean, you're right here at prior areas of resistance. And prior support, look at that right there. It's pretty damn perfect, if I do say so myself. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we found support here. Let's look at the daily time frame. RSI right here at the oversold zone, perfect area to bounce. You like to bounce right above, right below, whatever, right in this area as a whole. Stochastics are oversold. That doesn't look good in itself. The MACD is red. You're flashing red and you are building bearish momentum, but you're right at the 0, which is a perfect area to bounce from. So I would expect one of 2 things, okay? One, we're very near the low, but we might have a little lower to go. And from a low to a high here, might we go to the golden ratio down at 6.3 cents? I think it's possible. That's a very significant Fibonacci retracement level. That's a very significant fib from this relative low pivot to that high pivot there. Very significant indeed. 6.3 to 5.8 cents is a possible outcome. So either we are very near the low but not quite there and we have to go there, or we're at the low right now and we're about to turn things around. Because again, from a high to a low here, which that's your all-time high, to your low fib, this is a greater range. It is a more significant fib. When you just rip like this all the way up, mark my words and take notes on this, okay, kids? Here we are. Whenever you rip all the way up and you disrespect your golden ratio and you interact with the 786, 886 zone, this is exactly what made me think we'd go down to the 0.5 to 382 area. And it is an area. It's not either this line or this line. It can be. You can hit either of those lines directly and find support. You don't have to go into, you could bounce right off the 0.5. You don't have to actually go into the zone. But whenever you make a move that blasts through your golden ratio on the first attempt, you typically revert back to the 0.5382 area. Typically does not mean that you can't go lower. You can go lower, but we'll know soon enough. If the price can get back above 7.8 cents on a daily closing basis, that's the low, and we're moving higher. That's it, okay? If we do break below here, if we get below the 382, it's very likely that we do go to 6.3 cents to 5.9 cents. And that, it's fine if we do. It's not a big deal. Go down there, find a higher low overall, and then we'll break out. We'll sing Kumbaya, rallying up to 21 cents to 32.6 cents and beyond as the month of November continues. I very much believe from the current price. Let me delete this real quick. Hold on. I very, 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 very much believe that from the current price, we're going to see Zora go do a 3x to a 4, almost a 5x, if not more. We're going to see Zora do a 3, if not a 4.7x, if not more, by the end of November. That's what I'm expecting to happen, okay? That's entirely the expectation here. So that's Zora, that's KTA. Let's finish up this video with Edge. Edge, definitive. We like Edge, right? Edge is a good one. This is one that we fully expected would pump here, right? Just like Zora, actually, right? Like you look at Zora, you look at the daily time frame, bullish divergence forming on the MACD, perfect look here, and we moved up, right? We have the same thing here on Edge. Please, anybody who sees a chart that looks like this, please tell me, where we have this perfect bullish divergence forming on the MACD, perfect execution, and now we're crossing above the zero. This on the MACD, what this is telling me right now is that this move is not over. There's more to go. So we did pump. We called that accurately. You're stalling here, you're consolidating. I wasn't expecting this to be too long. I thought that we'd move up a little bit more, but whatever, it's okay. High to low here. You went up to your 382. Typically, whenever you get this kind of reaction, you expect to find support at the 236. We're a little bit below the 236 now, but I would expect that we find support around here, right? We've been finding support around here. I'm going to look at the short-term stuff, and I would bet that we do see signs of readiness to bounce from here, okay? So 1 hour time frame, if we're looking at this here on the RSI, look at the RSI here. We do have higher lows. It looks sad. The RSI, if I'm being fair, does look sad, actually. I'm not getting enough to suggest that we bounce from here, other than if we get a rejection off the oversold zone, cool. That might suggest a bounce. Then we have higher lows, and we can promote higher highs as well. We can set up an uptrend or something like that. That would be nice. What I can say that on a positive note is that we're moving down, we're moving lower, but we're not really getting a lot of volume. And that is a pretty nice wick there. I think this kind of looks like a fake out. It's like you broke out, but it was a fake out. There's no, if you're breaking out, where's the volume? So that's actually, I have to admit, this hour actually is a very strong suggestion that the low is in. It's very possible that that is the low right there for Edge. Very possible. We do have gaps up here as well. Coinbase likes to fill these gaps from what I've noticed. Not always, but most of the time it does. There are some gaps up here as well, all the way up at 32 cents. So I think inevitably we will move higher. Stochastics look like they want to come up. The MACD, I don't even know what to think of the MACD. It's weird. It's because you're moving sideways. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. It's weird. It's a weird look. A non-factor. It's on the 1 hour. Who cares? 4 hour time frame here, zooming out. We are near the oversold zone. Typically, these downtrends, these lower lows and lower highs, they typically don't end or resolve themselves until you're in the oversold zone. That doesn't mean that it can't. You could break out here at any moment. Typically, it does not mean it's a requirement, but typically you do expect to go lower. So this, the 4 hour RSI actually contests my idea that this is the low. It really does contest that idea. So we'll see what happens. I would say, obviously, if we push lower, then we have lower to go. And if we are to go lower, let's just see from a low here to a high here. The expectation then might be that we go to 28.8 cents to 27.5 cents, which looking at it in this light from a low to a high, it honestly makes a lot of sense that we'd go down there, 28.8 cents to 27.5 cents. With the 4 hour RSI looking that way, it might make sense. Damn, I jumped the gun a little bit. I do that sometimes, but maybe that isn't the low. Maybe it isn't. But if I'm wrong, if I was right originally and I'm wrong now, because now I'm taking the stance that we do go lower. And I know nobody likes the flip flop, but that's what it is. I'm seeing enough where I'm convinced that this is the low, okay, or that this is not the low, that we do go a little bit lower to this area here, 28.8 to 27.5 cents. But if I'm wrong, if my original statement was right, we're moving higher. Just get a 4 hour time frame to close above this level here. Get a 4 hour time frame to close above 31.7 cents. Close above 32 cents. Do it on a 4 hour time frame. You validate your low wherever it might be. Here, lower, above, whatever. Do it. Moving down with a lack in volume, we love to see it. That's very validating that this price action is probably not valid. Stochastics look good. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say look good. They look bad. Actually, they look really bad, but you are oversold as hell. So you should be bouncing any moment now. But again, you can stay here for a couple more days or so. Really, you could stay here forever if you really wanted to, but I doubt that you stay here for too long. And the MACD is actually in an area to bounce too, so definitely signs of readiness, but you're also showing signs that you might have a little bit lower to go first. I will say the breakout here on the 1 hour in this reversal without any volume coming in, it's definitely promising, but will it persist? If it persists, if a 4-hour candle or a higher time frame can close above 31.7 cents, let's just say 32 cents, I'm wrong. But if not, we will go down to 28.8 cents to, what was it, 27.25 cents, was that right? 27.525 cents, yeah. Somewhere in that area. Inevitably, I do believe that edge is going to continue to rally. I do believe that this move has just begun. Again, the daily MACD really suggests that. The RSI rejecting off the overbought zone is no fun, but here we are back at the 50. We're at areas to find support, and we do, where we have a downtrend in the 4-hour, we do have an uptrend in the daily, and those typically end in the overbought zone as well. I fully expect that edge will continue to rally. We take a high here to a low. I would think that your next target area from here is all the way up at your golden ratio. That's an 80% to a 95% move. If you don't stop there, maybe you go up to your 786, 886 zone. But again, remember, if you break through that on your first attempt, those are typically the moments that you do pull back to the 0.5382. So I'd rather see us stop at 53 to 59 cents, consolidate there, and then push higher. But time will tell. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.